Hello, Gabor. Okay, right, mate. Right, we got your dragon, which I'll flick up in a minute. And you're doing a dragon, and I just want to point out some things you need to kind of look at when you're doing these kind of animals. Now, dragon would be mythical, and yeah, it can be whatever you like, but you're basing it because you're using scales on a lizard. So you need to have a look at some lizards and just sort of see what's going on. And I'm sure you have, but there's certain things I was looking at the model that I think maybe it would help putting in, and the main one being the sort of shape and form of it. If we look, there's very much this kind of soft lines with these hard pieces in here, and also because the skin goes over, you can see there's quite a lot of folds and things that haven't been introduced on your model. So these are just lizard ones. You can also see here there's there's quite a delineation between the top and the lower jaw, and there is quite a lot of this going on over lizards. You can see these kind of delimited areas or segregated areas on the model, so on these creatures here. So let's have a look. Let's just open up your dragon here, and I'll just do a sort of quick kind of paint over on it. Okay, so here's your dragon here. Now, one thing that I would say is definitely check your model inside of ZBrush with the flat shader and have a look at all the sides. It doesn't look too bad here. There's a couple of things that I don't know, it doesn't feel right to me, and the main area is this kind of wing area here. So let me just put this into kind of greeny colour. And just choose a little pen here, and yeah, it's here. I feel that this area here should be more here, because when you got this kind of leg running up, inside of this area there would be a joint in here which would then house this piece coming up, which would bring this more forwards. His tail, if you look at most animals, like the tails are sort of a balance for the front, and it's just it feels like he would drop this way. So what I would do is I would take this whole section and I would move it forwards. I feel that would just be better if I take that and I just do a little bit of moving here. Let me just do a quick mock-up and I'll return in a second. Okay, so what I've done is I've just basically moved that piece forwards, which you can see there, and yeah, I just think it's just better, I think, than that. Is too far back. That just comes forwards, just gives it a little bit more. You'd also might want to just take the muscle area up here a bit more, just throw this head forwards again. Let me just do a mock-up again. Okay, so I've kind of made the neck slightly longer, and also I think it's important to take a look at the front of the nose as well. Now, you know, I'm just saying, this is just my opinion. It is a dragon, so it's mythical, but I quite like the fact the nose is quite a big sense of a dragon, and to have a little bit of an upward feel there, I think works quite well. And also the jaw's very thin on your model, so I'd actually come out and just make that bigger somehow and do a segregation across. Just maybe bring this whole lot up a bit more as well, and have this, yeah, I think you're right there, I think have more of an angle there, so you got that kind of thing going on, and then have it kind of going down. That's good. It's just a bit more, you know, get these shapes going round here, so get rid of these little dents that you've got going on, and just have a bit more flow on it. I love this legs. I think these legs look really good. In fact, what I do is I probably make that a bit bigger, that front foot. I definitely make sure there's more segregation with this front area. So, because this whole area is one mass area. At the moment, looking at the model, it might just be the lighting here, but it looks like it just goes straight into the model. Just like I like it ends there and just comes out there, which is a stumpy little leg. I think it needs to go a bit further, so you can bring this belly area out and have a little piece of skin over here. So put muscles into this area, because it would be quite a big muscular area, and the same goes for around here as well. I can't see under here, but I'm thinking that you've probably done it the same way. So definitely have folds of skin stuff going in there. Just make this area bigger, and this, if it can be moved there like we've got, then I think it's just going to add a bit more form to it. You'll have to play around. I've just given you my kind of synopsis. I think your scale of your wings is great. I think that's great. That would, I could imagine that would support the weight of the dragon. Yeah, it's just these things. I like this as well, but I think maybe that should be a bit further in, and there should be real kind of delineation on the head area, and then the neck comes out. At the moment it looks like it's going into each other. So if we look at some of those references again, and you can see this kind of, you know, you can see it, you can see the way that's working. There's curves going on here. It doesn't just come straight out. There's actually curves, and if you look at all these little lizards, you've got the nose is kind of got these bits. I can't see your model from a 3/4 view, so it might be nice to see a render of a 3/4 view there. But anyway, yeah, have a look at this video and see what you think. It might push you in another area, but as a model it's really good. You're doing really well. So you know, if you want to disregard what I say, then that's fair enough, but I'm just trying to push you now. I'm trying to get you to go in and say, right, okay, well, okay, I can make this better. You know, I think I like your texturing. I think it could have a little bit more brightness coming through it, just a bit more contrast between the dark and the light, so you've got those colors really popping. It's a bit gray at the moment. You've got a blue tongue in there. Again, maybe use a different material. I'd probably make the eyes a bit bigger. It's quite a dramatic part of a dragon, is the eyes, especially all the sort of faceting of the eyes. So yeah, it'd be good to hear what you think, and also these coming across. You know, you've done a good job. But yeah, just re-look at what I've said there, and yeah, I think you'd be surprised how doing some of these little modifications to it can completely change the way it looks, and also the quality of it after you finished.